the best you can get. But we saw, even in that Knicks series, in those games where Halliburton just wasn't aggressive, and there was reporting that he was dealing with back spasms, so it was hard to tell if it was a physical thing or what it was. But if he's not aggressive, getting into the paint, then he can't generate the types of assists and offense creation that the team relies on. And if he's not aggressive as a scorer, especially with his three-point shot, he uses that to open up those drives into the paint. And so if physically he can't do that, then instead of a help, he becomes a detriment. And yeah, they need his talent to be able to compete with the Celtics. But if he can't do that, then they're really just kind of better off trying to go next man up.
The margin for error was already so small.
Yeah.
It was already so small. And now they're down 2-0 in a series. And yes, I know, they just literally came back from a 2-0 deficit against the Knicks. But that also kind of felt like the Knicks just ran out of bodies. To the point where you had a couple of guys try to rush back for Game 7, and it didn't work out for the Knicks. And this isn't, I'm not trying to demean the Indiana Pacers. Like, getting this far, it takes steps. And getting to the Eastern Conference Finals against that Celtics team is a great accomplishment. It is a successful season for the Pacers. But kind of like the Knicks ran out of, the Knicks weren't healthy. Right now you're not healthy. Boston's mostly healthy, and you need to be at full strength. I just don't see a way where the Pacers are going to find a way to win 4 out of the next 5 games in advance to an NBA Finals.
Well, yeah, I mean, those odds are vanishing small now. Like, they're coming in, they were huge underdogs, and for probably good reason. I was one that was more on the side of, I think they could win a couple games and make it competitive. And, for those that are in the ESPN bet, you could get them plus 2.5, which meant that all they had to do was win 2 games. You could get that at plus money. So with Halliburton healthy, I thought that was interesting.
Had the chance in Game 1.
Exactly.
Every opportunity in Game 1. And honestly, if they had stolen that game, the math becomes completely different.
Yeah. It really does, and you wonder if they had stolen that game, because you heard the coach say that even at halftime he was struggling and they were working on him. Would he have tried to press through if they already had a game in the bank? Maybe he could have rested and come out healthier for the next game. But, I mean, this was a bit we'd all be drunk, and I'm pretty sober right now.
I'm sober as well. Worth noting, you did mention that the Pacers were above 500 without Halliburton, so he did miss 10 games back in January when he was dealing with that left hamstring strain. The Pacers went 6-4 in that stretch. The other thing that the Pacers had bobbing their way.
Good evening and welcome to Hertz Arena. The Florida Everblades getting set to take on the Adirondack Thunder. It's Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Florida leads the best of 7 series, 2 games to 1.
I take my own advice. And so,
Kids 12 and under eat free with the purchase of an adult entree at Breakaway Sports Pub inside Hertz Arena.
I've been on a really hot streak this playoffs. Like, I hope the readers and the listeners have been following my advice. If so, that everybody's pretty happy. And so yesterday, I had several kind of parlays that dealt with if the game stays close and competitive. I had a lot of guys that were going to cash for me in the fourth quarter. And so when they started sitting guys with like 8 minutes left. But by 6 minutes, they had their whole bench in there. And by 3 minutes, they had the end of the bench in there. I mean, one of my things, I needed Obi Toppin to score 4 more points. And I was like, well, at least he's playing. They took him out with 4 minutes left. And they were still only down by maybe 12 or 13 points. I could not understand it.
I guess when you're going through and your star player, again, I think they realized they needed Tyrese Halliburton to come back even from 12 or 13 points.
Yeah.
Right? And he wasn't coming back. So at that point, all right, let's just kind of let's go into retreat mode and let's see if we can regroup for Game 3 back in Indianapolis and see if we can attack this with everybody in full strength.
Not in the conference finals. Not already down 1-0. Because I was sitting there, I watched the end of the game with my wife, who's not even really into basketball, and she was like, I'm so confused. She was like, do they not want to win? Because, and here's how you know it was too early. The Celtics still had all of their starters in until like a minute and a half left, because they know in the NBA, a 12, 13-point lead can vanish at the drop of a hat.
And it's happened a time or two to Celtics this year.
Yeah, and it's happened in Pacers history, right? Reggie Miller famously scored 8 points in like 10 seconds. You know, they had like 400 seconds. You know what I'm saying?
Considerably more seconds than Reggie had. Yes,
exactly.
Considerably more seconds than Reggie had. Well, on the other side of things, it is Ian Gabex or Andre Snell who's in for them today. And coming up next, we'll go to the other side of that Eastern Conference Final, the Boston Celtics, because even though they're up 2-0, they won a game 2 for the first time in this postseason. Apparently, criticism still needs to be lobbed Jason Tatum's way. We'll dive into that coming up next on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, Sirius XM, Channel 82.
The Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio. Mavs got a huge Game 1 win in Minneapolis. Now the Wolves look to respond in a critical Game 2. Coverage begins tonight at 8 Eastern, with tip-off at 8:30 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on Sirius XM Channel 80. Presented by Indeed.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour funds. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Experience the Adirondack difference. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
My name is Jerry, and I work for Travel Insurance. If there's one thing I like to change about my job, it's job asset appreciation. Waiver of celebration. What confuses these nuts? I spent my college years learning English, not legalese. We make it difficult to insure things pure, like your home or your car or your cell phone. You want to know what's covered, what it costs, and what to do if something happens. The last thing we want is to wade through a massive document that looks like it was written by a team of lawyers who get paid by the word. So it's my job to simplify wherever I can and explain all the heretofores and whereafter's and notwithstandings to you, the party of the first part, and make sure you know exactly what you're getting for the money you spend, and make sure all this crazy jargon does the one simple thing you asked us to do. My name is Jerry. I work with Jack, and straightforward insurance matters to me. Visit CIG.com.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine, and our team is a triple threat to big insurance companies. Don't settle with the insurance companies for a fraction of what your case is worth. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Get your free case review right now. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Check us out. Find our stories, pics, videos, podcasts, and more. You want to know it's more than beyond. It's
Celtics, 2 games to none lead in the Eastern Conference Finals. Jalen Brown goes for 40. The Celtics beat Indiana 126-110.
Obviously, 2 games up. We saw what they did last time against the Knicks and won 2 at home at their place. So we got to go to India and take care of business.
So it's going to take a lot more than confidence to get the job done. And now we have to focus on the details and the execution and the mindset. Things that go into playing against a team like this at home. And I know we're going to respond. It's going to take a rest of the season.
That's outside our hands. Last night, Celtics losing 126-110 over the Indiana Pacers. It's Taylor and Ian on the ESPN Radio, ESPN App, Sirius XM Channel 8 game nights. Andre Snelling's in for Amber and Ian tonight. Sam will present by Progressive Insurance. At Progressive, they're making things even easier to help you bundle your home and car insurance together so you can save on both. Learn more at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE. They're 2-0 in the series, Andre. Everything should be kumbaya. Everything should be smooth sailing with the Boston Celtics, but apparently we can't have nice things with the Celtics. And look, I've been one of the people that has criticized Jason Tatum for some of the responses that he's had after these lackluster Game 2 performances that they had against the Heat, that they had against the Cavaliers in their previous 2 playoff series, because, well, you shouldn't be losing by double digits to those teams. Like, that's just a lack of focus going into playoff series and playoff games where you're already up 1-0. And, well, they took care of business. They won by 16 last night. But because it was Jaylen Brown scoring 40 points instead of Jason Tatum scoring 40 points, apparently this has to be some sort of referendum on how good Jason Tatum actually is.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Jason Tatum is kind of a unique superstar in the sense that he doesn't have the game of like a LeBron, or even if you go to previous generations like a Kobe. Like, he's a high-scoring wing, but he was naturally a forward. He wasn't like a handle the ball. He's not going to routinely give you 8 assists. And so that in previous playoff iterations where they haven't gotten maybe as far as they wanted, I think that's maybe come back to bite them, because the team seemed to be built to have him play the LeBron role, but that wasn't his game. And so, like, against the Warriors, they really needed a point guard. It was evident they needed a point guard. Well, they brought in Drew Holiday. They traded for Derek White. You know, they've got some lead guards now. So it doesn't require Tatum to create offense. He can just be a finisher. But the team is so talented, they have a lot of finishers. So they don't always need him to be the guy that does the finishing. And so I think it's really misplaced criticism, especially in situations like this where the team won.
WBCN AM 770 North Fort Myers, 104.3 W2A2BY FM Fort Myers, ESPN Southwest Florida, a Beasley Media Group station.
Florida Everblades Hockey is on the air. Now with the call for tonight's action, here's the voice of the Blades, Mike Kelly.
Good evening and welcome to Hertz Arena. The Florida Everblades back at home in the Kelly Cup playoffs against the Adirondack Thunder, winning on Wednesday night by a 4-0 count over the Thunder. And the Everblades lead the best-of-7 series 2-1 in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Everblades matching the Thunder's shutout performance on Saturday night. Last Saturday, Isaac Poulter made 41 saves. Everblades goaltender Cam Johnson matched that on Wednesday and picked up a 26-save shutout performance. And for Johnson, it was his 10th all-time playoff shutouts, and that's the most in ECHL history. So Cam Johnson standing alone in that regard. It was his second postseason shutout this year. He had 4 last year and 4 2 years ago as the Everblades won back-to-back Kelly Cups. It's a pivotal Game 4 here tonight as the Everblades will try to take a stranglehold on the series, going head-to-head against the Adirondack Thunder here this evening. When we come back, we'll speak to the head coach of the Florida Everblades, Brad Ralph, and we'll have that conversation next on the Fifth Third Bank Florida Everblades Broadcast Network.
Hi, Blades fans. This is Ryan Saylor from RDS Air Conditioning. We are family owned and operated in Estero, and we would love to handle all of your cooling and heating needs. At RDS Air Conditioning, we provide excellent work with honesty and integrity. No gimmicks, no upset.